Hey guys, what's up? Evilzombie here. Today I wanted to talk about a microphone with you guys. This one. So, the cool thing about this microphone is it's the first time I've ever owned one like this and ever reviewed one like this. It's an XLR dynamic microphone. Now I've had a lot of wireless microphones because convenience, ease of use, but I've always wanted to try an XLR dynamic microphone because I do a podcast. I do hate batteries. I hate lag or anything like that, and this is a really good solution for it. And it was only like 17 bucks, so you really can't go wrong with that. So it's a couple of things I noticed about it. It has a solid metal body, I'm guessing aluminum. It's actually not very big in size. You can see my hand compared to it. Sorry, I bumped the microphone, of course. Well, that tells you what the handling noise sounds like anyways. Just a little warning, or a little heads up, I'm not going to be doing any kind of post-processing. I'm not going to be doing any kind of editing on the audio. No noise removal, nothing, no compression. This is exactly what the microphone sounds like when it's about 2 to 3 inches away from my mouth. I'll do comparisons and range and all that stuff in just a second. So, yeah, I always wanted to try out a dynamic microphone that was XLR so I can plug it directly into my audio interface. This is plugged into my the UMC 202 HD from Behringer. I have that one, and it's at about 60% gain. I keep it a little low. The microphone does run really cool. It's, I guess, cold. It's not a very hot microphone. Like, it doesn't have a high volume. It doesn't have the gain set very high. It's pretty quiet, but that's standard for a lot of dynamic microphones. I mean, if you want good clean sound, normally you lower the gain a little bit and then you raise the volume up in post and clean it up. That's normally what you would do. So this one does run a little low for volume, just letting you know that. And in the box, the packaging, there wasn't much. Came in this, just a plain white box. It's small, it had some bubble wrap in it. It had the microphone, no windscreen, and it had instructions, and it had the cable, XLR to 1/4. But I'm plugging it in through an XLR cable that I already had, because I didn't need a 10-foot cable plugged into it right now, but I did test the cable and the cable works well. Feels like it's well shielded and feels like it's decent quality. I did test out the cable. So, if you want to see some of the information about this, I'll hold that up for just a second for you. There you go. And now I'm going to do some comparisons so you can see what this microphone really sounds like. So right now you're hearing it with the windscreen on. Now I'm going to show you what it sounds like without that. Okay, here's what it sounds like without the windscreen. Pa pa pa, ta ta ta. All the mouth noises, right? Now I'll put it back on, do the same thing. Okay, windscreen's back on. Pa pa pa, ta ta ta. All those mouth noises. So it's a little bit better with the windscreen, of course, but what microphone isn't? I did take it apart. It does have a small windscreen built into the mesh. They include a thin windscreen on the inside, so just to help a little bit with pop filter. And it is an all metal construction. Like I said, it's pretty lightweight. It's not very heavy, but it does feel solid. Nothing jiggles, nothing shakes, and something I really like about it is it actually has an on-off switch on the top of it. So I thought that was cool. It has an on-off switch on the top of it, which actually probably makes it pretty good for karaoke. You can turn off your mic from the mic, which I think is pretty nifty. Or if you leave your audio interface or anything like that running and you don't want your microphone on all the time without unplugging it, you can just flip it off. It's convenient, it's right next to you, so why not? I thought that was actually pretty cool. And I like the kind of switch. It's not like a push button on this one. It's actually just kind of like an easy to use slider. So it works pretty well. So that was not bad. I could do it right now for you. I don't want to turn off my audio. But it works pretty well. It didn't come, the box did not come with any kind of stands or anything like that. No artwork or anything like that in the box. There's not even a model number. No, there's not even a model number. On Amazon, it's sold under XIBO. And yeah, you're buying it from Amazon, so this is what it sounds like. This is what the mic looks like. It's a good mic. It's good quality. Basically, I did a lot of tests on it. I did tests with my kids in the background playing. And the point of getting a dynamic microphone is specifically so that you don't get all the background noises from behind it. It's a cardioid pickup pattern, which means it's unidirectional, which means it picks up from the front of the microphone, from here forward. So I'm going to do a little perimeter test real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. And it picks up best when you're close to it. So I'll back up and I'll go around it and you can see what I'm talking about. talk at the same volume. So I'm back a little bit farther away, I'm going to the side, I'm still talking at the same level, and I'm all the way around. So when I'm back up in front of it, talking the same way, you can tell that it definitely dies off. When you go more than a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, then it's a lot harder to hear. If you're out of the room, or off the stage, if you're someone on stage, you don't hear any of that in the microphone, or at least it's very, very minimal. Now, something I really like about this also is I did not get any kind of buzz, no kind of hiss. It sounded clean. I liked it. It sounded good to me. And it didn't have any kind of really bright tone. I like a lower deep tone, and that's a good thing about dynamic microphones too. It has a more natural tone to it, more warm, a warmer tone. So this had a decently warmer tone, at least to my ears if you're up close. You can change that a bit depending on where you are in your comfort zone to it. If I'm up here close to it, you can kind of tell it's a little more boomy, of course. If I'm about 2 to 3 inches away from it, sounds a little more natural, I guess, to what you'd hear from people just from your ear. So it sounds pretty accurate. It's a nice, accurate microphone, and I do like that. So all in all, would I suggest this? Yeah, for 17 bucks, the cost of a couple burgers, yeah, I would suggest this. I mean, this is probably the cheapest solution you can find for a quality microphone that works pretty well. Hasn't failed me, and it sounds pretty good. I've used it for several things, and I've been testing it with all kinds of situations. I mean, I've been testing it with a podcast as well. I need to release that podcast. But it sounds good. I have no complaints. It survived my kids screaming in the background playing around, so it wasn't noticeable in the podcast episode when I recorded it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this was informational. I hope you learned something. I hope it would help you make a decision. I liked it. Who I would suggest this for? People on a stage, anybody on a stage, of course, that has to do singing, preaching, talking, conference, and any YouTubers this is good for. Also, podcaster this is great for, because no latency, no lag, because it has a cable directly plugged into your interface. There's no lag with that. This is direct. And it sounds good. So I would suggest it's all those kinds of people. It's wonderful. Probably not for things like interviews, because you'd probably want an omnidirectional if you're doing something like a meeting or an interview. But this is good for unidirectional purposes where you need to be the one where the microphone is focused on. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.